Welcome back to the Business of Pleasure podcast. And this episode, titled For Yourself But Not By Yourself, is featuring some of our bedroom candy top performers. So we want to take a moment to really focus on highlight and celebrating the success of our serial. We're not just talking about top performers, serial top performers. They just can't stay off the top, okay? They are leading the fields and pleasure pioneering. And so here at the Business of Pleasure, we are out here putting the fun and funds and the sexy in success. This podcast is brought to you by Bedroom Candy by Kandi Burruss. And this is your one-stop shop for empowering education, earning potential, and unforgettable wow moments, okay? I'm your host, your sexologist bestie, and BK Master Trainer, Kasha Johnson. And I invite you to join us as we're going to dive into some real sophisticated discussions about pleasure, self-care, and everything in between. We talking bathroom, bedroom, and beyond.
Right.
Now, speaking of our range of diverse guests, okay, I have the pleasure, okay, of bringing two of our company's biggest pioneers and really promoting that collaboration. I know we were speaking about coming together. Yeah. And you two are literally cultivators of that for this company. So I would love for you guys to welcome Freda Hobbs and LaRonda White. Now, before we kind of kick into gear, I would love if each of you could take a quick minute to kind of just share a little bit about yourself. And we know that as top team leaders in this company for several years, the other beauty in it is that you guys are also a part of the same team lineage, right? And so it shows that you're not going by yourself, right? And that's what we're talking about in this episode. You might get into the business by yourself, but I think we can see that you're literally not alone. So can you guys tell us a little bit about why you decided to join Bedroom Candy Boutique Parties in the first place?
I literally joined Bedroom Candy because I got a toy that I loved. I purchased a toy that I loved, and my husband and I both said, this is nice. This is
really?
Yes, rise and shine. It was replacing another toy that had broken. And I said, I was self-employed at the time, as I still am. So we got Rise and Shine to replace another toy that had broken. And I was self-employed at the time, and I thought, it's always smart to have an extra stream of income. And, my husband's very churchy. So I said, would you be okay? Because he sings in the choir and everything. And I said, would you be okay if I sold this? And he said, I like money. I like sex. We married. Like, do what you got to do.
Right.
And I had no desire to have a team. I did not know that this is what it was going to become. And I was going to be here 11 years later with the most accomplished team in the company.
Yeah, give it up. Yes. I have to give it up to you. I have to give you your flowers as well, because a lot of people might not know, Freda was actually one of my upline leaders as a consultant.
Really?
Yeah, when I came in, we have tiers. So you get sponsored by someone, but then that person has a sponsor and that person has a sponsor. So no one doesn't just that's not my immediate recruit. If you in that team, you're going to get nurtured by the whole team. And so Freda was actually the one of my upline leaders who I spent many times on the phone bugging with my entrepreneurial thoughts. And one thing I can always say about Freda is, despite how big of a team you have and how many people you're mentoring, you always make time. You make yourself available to your people.
I do.
And so what I kind of want to speak to that is, obviously, in making time for growing people, because you played a huge role in my success, but also turning over to you, LaRonda, who Freda is your direct sponsor. So for those who don't, like we said, when you join the business, you're either assigned to someone if you don't have a person, or you can directly meet a person and choose to join their direct lineage, right? So LaRonda,
and they basically mentor the people that they bring on or that we assign to them.
Correct.
And that's one thing that makes it so great to be a part of Bedroom Candy, is that you don't come in alone. You always feel like you have somebody rooting for you, or you have a teammate that is, helping you to be successful.
Absolutely. And very quickly, when I started, one of my leaders, and you used to always be having the little funny competitive stuff in there. I was like, what is going on here? What are they doing? But then it was actually nice to see women who were competing technically for certain recognition titles, but using that competition to motivate each other, right? So it wasn't ever on some serious. It was always playful, like, oh, I'm coming for your tail, or whatever the case is. And at that time, there was another team who was the number one team. And then I watched both of you guys literally rise to the top. Together. Right? So, LaRonda, what has it meant for you having a leader to support and mentor you while you're also growing your own?
Well, I was an auto-assigned.
Interesting.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
So when I came to Bedroom Kandi, I was auto-assigned. My leader was in Florida, and she left the business probably like a year and a half in. I met Freda, I think at the first convention, because I don't think we met prior to that. But we went to the Diamond Dinner, and I'm an introvert. I was very nervous. I only came with a team member who did not make it to the Diamond Dinner. And it took me forever to get there. My dress wasn't right. And when I went into the room, she welcomed me to sit at the table with her. So it was her, Joy, and your friend?
I don't even remember who else.
Yeah,
My sister
it was like 3
know.
people that they were with. And so they welcomed me to sit at the table, and we have been inseparable ever since.
Oh, wow.
That was prior to Facebook with Bedroom Kandi. And so we just talked for the longest. And so when my leader left, because she was a beta, I could just stay by myself. And I was like, everybody needs somebody. We were already friends. We were already talking and training and stuff. So I was like, can I join your team? And I was like, I'm going to go to Freda. Like, it was a no-brainer that I was going to go to her team. And so that's how that's how I got to her team.
I never knew that.
I did not realize that either. I don't know why.
I always thought you was always in her. So you chose, and that right there, LaRonda, is so amazing for so many reasons, because there's a lot of people who put a lot of ego, into it, or whatever the case is, and don't feel like, the pride of joining someone else saying, I need help and I want you to mentor me, or whatever the case is. So that is awesome. That is awesome. And I know that there's a lot of people who are grateful for that decision today. So in the spirit of that, you guys didn't just rise to the top as leaders. You guys rose to the top as a significant kind of leader at Bedroom Kandi. And so, Kandi, I know you had a question, because you definitely always get into the bag. And when I want to...
Okay, so, you have consistently been at the top, Freda. And with that being said, what equips someone to be a great leader?
That's a tough question, because I honestly, and the team makes fun of me when I say this, I honestly do not think I'm anybody special. I know, it sounds crazy. I just think that I'm somebody, and I get this inspiration from you. I'm somebody who collaborates well.
Yes.
So somebody who is willing to lead, but also willing to follow. I know that I have weaknesses, and LaRonda does a really great job of filling in the gaps of where my skill set is not as tight. We like to say we meet in the middle. She's very skeptical. I'm very open-minded. I see the best in everybody. And she's like, no, that's not going to happen.
Are we going to do that today?
Yeah, sorry. I didn't know we were going to do that today.
Apparently. She said she had her drinks at the bar. It's coming. She's ready.
She's ready. But my husband actually says, he's like, I can tell when you're talking to LaRonda, because it sounds like y'all are drug dealers. He says, y'all sound like y'all talking about, well, who's moving weight? What's these numbers looking like? Who's selling what? And I think to grow $1 million team, the thing that's different about direct sales is that a lot of people come in with corporate experience and they expect it to be the same way. And it's not, because everybody is their own entrepreneur. And so the numbers are different. You have to remember that it is a numbers game, but it is a people business. So you cannot treat people like they're just a number, but at the same time, you got to analyze the numbers and see, well, how many people do I need to meet this goal? What does it look like for us to meet this? And so being able to get everybody on the same page, but not take it personally when somebody is not is interested in this goal as you think they should be. Because in corporate America, if you don't go to training, if you don't hit your metrics, you get fired.
Right.
You don't do that when you're an entrepreneur. I can't fire you because you're not not pushing weight, not moving
Exactly.
flower, not
Pedal
moving
pusher.
flowers. And so, pedal pushers, right.
Oh, y'all gonna be but that sounds good. A pedal pusher. I like
Not
that.
a pedal pusher. And so being able to not take that personally, and I always go back to, at the end of the day, we sell toys. I'm not going to be stressed out. Like we sell toys for a living. It's not supposed to be stressful. Yeah. And so LaRonda, our team is great. We have a lot of people who I share that mindset with, but LaRonda in particular has become somebody that I can really, really have those conversations with, have a good time. We're excited about being on this cruise, but also can be like, okay, what are we going to do? What are these numbers looking like? Mm-hmm. And I think the thing, direct sales gets a bad rap. Mm-hmm. People do not understand how business-minded we are. When I talk about having trainings, people are like, you teaching people how to use a vibrator? I mean, that's the level of, that's the easy part. Yes. No, I'm over here running Excel spreadsheets and, teaching Chat GPT workshops.
And helping people understand how to calculate their checks.
Talking about growth and revenue. And, people don't get that. But I figure I can work for myself. I can help somebody else get to the bag, or I can help lots of other like-minded women get to the bag. And when I have a team member who has a breakthrough just about what they can achieve, even if what they're achieving is I just need $300 extra a month to pay my kids football. That is huge.
Mm-hmm.
That is huge. So if I can stay focused on that and I can help somebody hit that goal, it's life-changing. That's what feeds me.
Right. That makes a lot of sense. And like something you said that I think was that I would love to surface to the top is that people don't get to determine what success looks like for a person. It could be just $300 extra to pay for that soccer team or football practice or whatever. That could potentially help someone put their child in a position to have a way different future. So I love that you shared that, because I think everybody thinks that it has to be that you out here pushing out thousands or... Right. And some people got real good jobs and they just like, but I just need some extra.
I need some extra.
That's really cool.
And you don't know that unless you've been broke. If you've been broke, you know that little extra is life changing. It allows you to take a breath. It's worth it.
Yeah.
So now turning over to Ms. LaRonda.
Yes. So LaRonda, how did it help you or affect your life to having a leader like LaRonda help empower you, and how did that affect your leadership?
Mm-hmm. So I like to say that I'm a protege of Freda. I always say that, but I am the type of person I learn by doing and seeing. And I can remember Freda being number 2 in sales, I think, at convention. Might have been 2015, 2016. And I don't think I was on her team at the time, but we were friends. And she had done it like 2 years in a row. And when I came to Bedroom Kandi, I had been in direct sales for years. I had previously been with a company for 9 years, but never involved or doing parties or anything. I was a hobby consultant, I guess you would say. So I know, so I know about it. So I think when I came to Bedroom Kandi, I was kind of in between of I needed to work for me, but not really understanding the business. And I was celibate. I didn't use toys. So I wasn't like looking for a toy or anything like that, but I knew sex sales. So I had other parties and knew that women like these products. Like I always had 30 women, all ages, crazy about these products. So I came here for that. So watching Freda at convention, which is very important because it paints the picture. And she said, this is fun, but I want to do this with my team. And it's just her heart as a leader. Like she said, we're the same, but we are very different, right? And I like helping people. So like for me, when I started this business, I had my first team member in a week. I didn't know I was sharing the opportunity at the time. I just knew when I started, the demand for my area, I'm in South Carolina, I had like 14 party leads in my first 2 weeks. So my leader at the time was like, it's because like there's nobody for 2 hours. So for me, I'm like, well, shoot, I can't work 52 weeks in a year. I need somebody to help me get this money. So like I was sharing with my friends, coworkers, and that's how I got my first team members, not knowing, I didn't even understand the compensation plan. So I am the person when people come in and they don't know. Like I was going into my launch party, which was my second party, when my leader said, "You're about to level up." And I'm like, oh, what does that mean? All I knew is I paid $4.99 for that kit. I needed to get that money back because I was a single parent. Right. And I had my first party. It was a success. So I'm like, okay, I'm going into this next party, but like knowing I'm gonna level up and get more commission. So I didn't necessarily come here for money. I just came here for something different than what I was doing before, and didn't know that when I got here, like this community, the people that I would rub shoulders with would be people that would change my life. So like Freda, like Kasha already said, she sits down with you and listen to what you want, what you need, and she helps you achieve that. Like, it's never about like competition. It's never about like, okay. And she says it all the time, and I tell her to stop. She's like, oh, you can make more money than me. That just makes my check bigger. I'm like, Freda, it's not about your check being bigger, But so just learning the business. So like after convention, we've always, and I think even before we were on the same team, we would sit down, okay, this is what we did this year. This is what we achieved. Okay, what's the goals for next year? So we would leave Atlanta knowing what the goals for next year. And she's pushing you to do that. So I think it was like a year or so, something happened and I was going to call her. I didn't even have her telephone number. We were doing all of this, like, I guess through Messenger.
Yeah,
we still confused about how it happened.
How it was going down. Right.
It was just happening. And so, I mean, she just truly wants people to win. So I always tell people in this community, it's truly a community where people root for you, want you to win. And they're really rooting for your success. It's not like a crabs in a bucket type of thing. Whereas, people have the myth, Black women can't get along. But like Bedroom Kandi, it debunks that myth.
Right.
It really does.
Yeah. Right.
We have a good time.
We do.
And you know what else it is that people really need to hone in on that you just said, right? One, like Rita said, we having a good time. We're not here to be stressed out doing this, but at the same time, I personally, and I don't know if anyone else could relate to this, our consultants, I have never been a place as a Black woman where I had as many Black women cheering me on. Like normally, corporate America, they really make you kind of fight each other to get, like, I need that promotion. I need that. So you come into this place and at first you're like, what is this? Like you're almost surprised by the culture.
Well, let me just say that hearing things like that and seeing, the teams and how people motivate each other over the years, that is what like feeds me. You know what I mean? That's what excites me every time I know. I'm like, okay, this was like a small idea that has become way bigger than me. And it's just kind of like crazy when I think about it sometimes.
The impact and I think what we all kind of share in this conversation is we all want to win, but we also want to take others with you. They say it's lonely at the top, right? But not over here, because literally at the top, you could be at the top with your bestie.
Right.
She's right. I literally said I could go for number one in sales, but number one in team, because I just know I will let myself down before I let a team of people down. And so I'm motivated by us all kind of reaching for the goal together. I mean, when the first year we reached $1 million, I had let it go. I was like, I don't think we're going to make it. We have too far to go. And the team said, no. What do we need to do? You crunched the numbers. I said, damn, all right. So I crunched the numbers and we did it.
Yeah. And you both got, actually at that time, also Joy was still with us, and all three of you guys became $1 million leaders. And so we talking LaRonda, who is, under Freda, and Freda, who was under Joy. And all three of them hit the $1 million goal at the same time. Right. And it was a big moment in Bedroom Kandi history to be able to celebrate, like, it's really money out there, right?
Yeah.
Like you say, it's money out there.
Go get it.
Go get it.
Go get it. Go get it.
I appreciate that. And
my hand is itching as I was
I was over there in the chair like this. Look, send that pedal, please. I know all the money that's going to get me. But I think what I appreciate about you guys sharing your experience, and the reason why we wanted to have this conversation with you guys is because we could talk about what we do.
Right.
But seeing is believing. And I want to thank you guys for helping make this possible, make people believe. Like you said, you over here counting yourself out and your team is like, All right. And so
I work for them. They boss me around, like, for real. I'm like, yo, I'm tired. We don't care. Okay. All right. What's the next goal?
The funny thing is, when my leader, like the leader I had, she was number 2 in Bedroom Kandi. Like, she was top doing things. And one of the team members tried to get all of her team members, right?
Oh.
Yeah, she was like, "Oh, so y'all come under me?" And it's like, "Who are you?" Again, because I have to see. I'm a skeptical, okay?
Right.
And I'm a skeptical, so I'm like, okay, well, why would I go with you? But not even knowing that I was going to go with Freda, and that was before she was a top team or whatever. So I kind of went with her, not knowing what I was going to get either. But it's just her spirit, her, from the inception of meeting her, and just. She has, like she says, she has a heart for people, helping people, and who don't want to be connected to something like that?
Right.
It sounds a lot like what you said with Suki. You had a whole one of those things where you took a blind faith, like I'm betting on this person.
Sometimes you have to do that, and it's like I know a lot of people when they want to go into business and they have so many questions, like how do you know when it's the right situation? Sometimes you don't know. Matter of fact, you just gotta like go with a vibe or a feeling like, okay, I feel like this is gonna work. So let's
like it just feels right.
You trust in that gut.
And Kandi, I want to thank you because I think one of the things I said to you the very first time I met you at my first convention was, I'm glad that you connected with Brian and Suki, because what got me here and what keeps me around in addition to teams is the quality of these products. These products, like I know whatever happens behind the scenes, if it comes out the warehouse, it's going to be right.
Yeah, it's going to be right.
That means a lot to me. I'm particular about how I spend my money. And so that for me has been a guiding force, and that I feel comfortable going out and sharing these products.
Right.
I'm the same way. I mean, I was just like from the jump, like in anything I do, I'm like, I do not want to be attached to whackness. So if it's not right, don't bring it around me.
Right. Yep.
But everything that we have developed, it is definitely something I am excited and proud to have my name on,
I'll tell you one thing's for sure, and I'm not going to put any other companies' names out there, but the company that I was with before didn't have that quality, and that was the single, like I had already was like, oh, black owned? Hold on now. But when I touch, and I'm not, let me be clear, I'm not even just talking about toys, because these products have changed my life. If you come in my house, you can't walk in any room without the logo in your face. Yep. So I need people to understand that we are true to this, and we get high
on our
own supply.
Oh,
yes.
Sure.
So I want to thank you guys.
Yes.
And I use hotcakes as deodorant. I have not worn deodorant in about 3 years.
Are you serious?
Serious. And it happened by accident. So just to tell a story about it, so y'all can go buy it. The maker said, it has the properties, the antifungal, antimicrobial, and you can, right? But when you've been wearing deodorant, you just don't believe. I'm skeptical, right? It's not going to work.
Right.
So one summer I left out and forgot. So I used to do deodorant and hotcakes, but I forgot to put my deodorant on. And so y'all know what happens when we forget to put our deodorant.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. We're nowhere near to put it on.
Yeah.
And so it's like, oh my God, did somebody smell me? But I was still fresh. Like I wasn't musty, and I had been gone like 5-6 hours, nowhere near home. And it was hot. This was a hot summer. So that was and I was already using like natural deodorants at the time. So that's what made me comfortable to eliminate it. So last year I had to go get hospitalized unexpectedly. And my friend brought me a little kit, little goodie bag. And she had deodorant in there. And I'm like, I don't wear deodorant.
Go get me my hot cake.
Go get my hot cake.
So I had to put on deodorant at that time, but I have been deodorant free for about 3
That
since
is
about 3 years.
I have to try it as a deal. I've never used it.
I've used it as
works.
one personally, and I use it in all of the crevices.
Yes.
Put it in a small girl.
Under the bosom.
Under the bosom. And if you like your groceries messed with,
In the grocery shop.
you heard it here
Definitely
first.
got it in the grocery area.
So I want to say again, thank you guys. And in the spirit of talking about these products, I actually want to invite another one of our BK top performers up here who know a thing or two about these products, because she out there selling, she out there giving and blessing, gifted candy out there. So thank you, ladies, for joining us. Thank you for sharing this business. Hopefully, you guys, if you join at bedroomcandy.com, you get assigned to one of these beautiful ladies. Who knows? You might end up over here on the $1 million side. But I would love to thank you again. Thank you so much, Freda. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you.
Certainly. And I want to invite over to the table Miss LaToya Kirkman to come over here and sit down with us and have a conversation about these toys. Okay. So, LaToya, now welcome. We are so happy to have you. What you got on that shirt?
Oh, the Queens of Pleasure.
Yes. Oh, so you were at the Queens of R&B tour.
Yes.
Yeah, I love that. A lot of the consultants, again,
we incorporate
always incorporate
Bedroom Kandi in everything that I do. So, no matter what concert it is, we always have had consultants that represent Bedroom Kandi in the lobbies. They're telling people about the opportunity to join and learning more about it.
Yes.
So, go ahead, girl.
Now, another one of our serial top performers, because this is how many years you'll be on the CAC now?
This
3?
is the third one. Yes.
Third year. So just so you guys know, at Bedroom Kandi, we have a council known as the Consultant Advisory Council. And this group is comprised of our annual top performers. So you have to be the best of the best to get up there. And we also create room for some of our newer consultants who skyrocket really quick to join as well.
Right.
And so LaToya is now coming back for another year as a leader on our council. And, without giving her too much information, because we haven't had a chance for her to be celebrated yet. But what I can tell you is this girl is selling, okay? This girl is selling. And when I first met you, I always thought she looked so shy or whatever. Got that little innocent touch. And I realized she really wasn't that innocent, okay? I have had the pleasure of working with you, and you have been one of our leaders who's trained the community. You've jumped on our corporate stage when we do our virtual events. Again, you're out there representing the brand at the concerts. And one thing listen. So can you just give us a quick brief, take a minute.
Give us a demonstration of how you are able to sell so much product.
First of all, let me explain something to you. I've been using toys for a long time, okay? On my 18th birthday, I bought all my best friends vibrators. I'm like, everybody needs a vibrator.
I should have been your friend. She was the one that was coming with
telling you. I'm like, this is what it is. It's always something close in the bed to reach over and grab. It's mystery. What we picking today? But seriously, it's like, first of all, this is Tidal Wave. So this is from the newest Splash collection, right? But the wonderful thing about this baby is it's got those extra motors in there. So when you turn it on, that top button is going to start those pearls to activate, right?
We know we love a pearl.
Pearls is going to go back and forth on that G-spot. You get what I'm saying?
Can we get a close on that?
You can control the intensity of those pearls going back and forth.
Can you see the pearls? They can see the pearls.
Oh my God. So it goes right inside. And then you see it's ridged right here, right? So when you hit that bottom button, you hit that bottom button, this little buzzer right there for the doorbell, that starts to activate, right?
Did you say buzzer for the doorbell?
And so now that's activated. So now it's in and it's got everything is going. The action is going, right? But these ridges is getting the inside tingling too, and you still got them pearls going back and forth. OMG. I was so excited when Suki gave me this last year at convention. I told her, I was like, I'm going straight to my room and I'm going to try it right now.
Yeah, she did.
And I did.
She did. She came back to the chat and she had 3 different positions of how you could put it in all.
I was like, you got to put a towel down. You got to put a towel down with both of them, okay? Ripple and Tidal Wave. I was like, you got to put a towel down because, baby.
That one going to make them splash.
Ooh, I couldn't wait to get up to my room. Like, I wanted to mingle with everybody, but I was like, I got to go. I got things to do. It's one of the best things of the job. Right? Product testing.
Master beta tester.
Right. Because there's a lot of companies that do product testing, but not all of them involve actually, well, let me go see what this thing could do. It was so funny because I said to Suki one time, I said, I think the greatest thing about my work is that I actually get to give you reviews about my last orgasm. And it's actually professional.
Right.
So first of all, with your excitement behind it, we know she done ran that test around the block. So yes, that is one of our splash collection. But I want to ask you one other question that might not just help our consultants, but also anybody who might be thinking about it. were you always a seller? Were you always somebody who was confident in this? Or like what do you think were the keys to becoming one of our top sellers in the company?
Right.
No, I was not a seller. I wouldn't have thought I could have sold anybody a thing, honestly. But I am a Capricorn, so
Okay. You're gonna learn today.
I'm gonna get to the top if I can. And then once you get a taste of the top, it's like, oh my God, I can't stop.
You can't go back.
It's like, I'm watching the numbers on the recognition, like, okay, so we got this. Okay, next month I need to do this many parties. This much now I need to do this many sales. Like, I wanted to be at the top. And it's like that friendly back and forth competition. But I enjoy the fact that I get to share what I love. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
By day I'm a nurse, but in helping people in that sense.
What they call you as a nurse?
Nurse swap. But why though? Why?
Why they call you
Because
nurse swap?
whop or not, you need a drop, right?
Oh,
Because
that's
you gotta
a
have that
lube
lube.
plug.
You gotta have that lube. You gotta have the lube.
Wow, but now we know how she sold it. She just sold me and I already used the damn
Exactly.
I'm telling you, get that slip and slide glide going on. But no, for real, like I just try to express to them how these products make you feel, what they do to you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? My boss will call me and she's like, how are you always so happy at work? I masturbate a lot.
Now, Kandi, you had Candy Coated Nights.
Yes.
And I said the same thing. It's like, how you? And I said, listen, I come a lot.
Telling you.
True
People
that.
take for granted that one thing. And I don't think people realize, think about it, y'all. When you see somebody with a bad attitude, what's the first thing you think?
She needs some.
Oh, she needs some bit.
Yeah. You need a little something, right? So if you already associating people's persona and their demeanor with whether they got some, we is out here keeping people happy.
We are definitely keeping people happy. For sure.
Releasing them endorphins.
In the spirit, though, I do have one question for you that actually is a question for you, but in the spirit of continuing to give our founder her flowers. As y'all can see, our consultants know Kandi. This is not like they just sat down for the first time and it's their first time having a conversation with you. And there's not a lot of companies that you can go to where you could have that close of a relationship with the person who started the company, right? And so my question to you, right, is what has it meant for you to have been able to share space with a multimillionaire, first of all, who had created this opportunity?
Listen, last year it was so funny. I remember I was sitting directly across from her and just talking to her. She's just so cool and down to earth. And it's just like she's made this platform, this opportunity for us to come to earn money, to go out and educate so many people, empower so many people. And it's like, she's just like one of the girls, it's like we've been friends for our whole lives. Like we grew up together. I don't know. And then she, she gives us so many opportunities. I got to come work the dungeon party last year, 2 nights in a row last weekend, for the R&B tour. It's just always like, it's love, and every time you see her, she embraces you and, it's just.
Every single time. And
Well, I think it's very important that, even though I guess, yes, I am a founder of Bedroom Kandi, but we are partners in the business. I'm not your boss. You are a boss of your business. We are partners in it. You know what I mean? And I always want people to feel like, okay, if we're partners in something, you should be able to talk to me. You should be able to reach out. We should be able to have a conversation when we see each other.
Absolutely.
And I know a lot of people who haven't been a part of our business but have heard about it.
Yeah.
They don't realize that you are actually a real
partner.
We interact with each other.
It's like family. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Anytime you see Kandi, when we come to our convention, which, we're here now in Miami because this year we are conventioning on a cruise. I don't know how many companies out there.
Shout out to Rita for coming up with that idea.
Yes, shout out to Rita for that, because it's like, how many places do you get to come together for your annual company convention and be on a cruise? You know what I'm saying? And having a good time. But something you just said a second ago, when it comes down to business and partnership, it really is about the collaboration, and that doesn't just limit it at the field level. That is in the fact that you literally make it your priority to stand next to them, take pictures with them, do things that help them market themselves. And it's almost like lending your celebrity. your image
Well,
in a way that helps them.
Yeah,
you know
I
what
mean, I guess that's my side of the partnership to them. It's like, okay, on the marketing side of things, you get to use me for your marketing because these products, yes, we developed them, but they are yours for your business, for you to be able to make money off of, right?
Right.
But a lot of people who are starting a new business, they don't know how to market. They can't afford to go get a celebrity face or something to do their business. So everything is like built in here.
Right.
You know what I mean? All you have to do is find the motivation, like stay a part of the meeting so that, the team can help motivate you. Team can, we as a company, as a team, we can help you get, the skill set to do whatever it is you need to do or learn better ways to, to do your business.
Do it, right.
And I think a lot of people don't understand how important that is. And I feel like that has been the blessing of doing this. It's like, we have equipped women who really want to be entrepreneurs to be able to do that.
To do it. And so in order to keep this conversation flowing into that Money Making Monday segment, we can't talk about making money without bringing one of Bedroom Kandi's perpetual annual top recruiters and Georgia's top consultant, Miss Anisha Robinson.
Yay.
Come on over now. Okay, hold on. Check out the first of all, show the shirt. Yes, the business of pleasure. Yes. I love it. Welcome, Anisha. We're welcoming Anisha because, like I said, you're one of our serial top performers. And again, I'm sitting here on this stage and I'm realizing another one of my former mentors and leaders is now at the table again. Because Anisha is somebody who's also one of my mentors as well. And I've had the pleasure of working with you from that side and then also from the other side with our corporate office training the consultants. Now, but you also had a lot of opportunities to work with Kandi as well. Yes.
Yeah, I think I didn't mean to cut you off because I know I just jumped in.
I just said yes. I was just saying yes.
But no, what I was about to say, when it comes to, keeping in contact, keeping in touch, and like she be giving me ideas. No, she does. She'll hit me and be like, "So Kandi, I was thinking maybe we should, I think it'd be a good idea if you do this." And I'm like, you know what? That is a good idea because I think what people don't understand is, yes, I do have a lot of businesses and all of that, but sometimes I'm not gonna think to do everything.
Right.
It's not that I wouldn't do it if somebody brought it to my attention. So she's definitely one of those people that bring stuff to my attention. Be like, so, do you think you could make this video for this thing right here? You know what? Let's do it.
Let's do it. And she's notoriously known for that as a consultant because as a CAC leader, one thing about Anisha is she gonna ask.
I mean, she's always reaching out. She has great ideas. So, a lot of people, I feel like every convention we all get together, right? If y'all don't know, we have lots of consultants. Okay. But that is our time to interact, for people to get to know me in person. Now, some people I feel within the company, they get to a comfort level where they do feel like they can hit me up, which y'all all should feel that way, okay? But, some people are a little bit more shy, and some others will be like, "Hey, girl, so what need to happen?"
Right.
So she's one of those.
Who like, by the way, we need this.
Yeah.
So Anisha, right, I do have conversation that I wanted to kind of ask you about, or whatever the case is, because a lot of times when people do join our business, they are apprehensive about the invitation, like inviting others to join. And maybe it's because they feel like they're being a pest or whatever the case is, right? But what for you is the way that you kind of navigate that? How do you help people understand the opportunities that exist at Bedroom Kandi?
So honestly, the way that I recruit, basically your question, right? The way I recruit is at my parties.
Okay.
So when people ask me like, how do you become the number one recruiter? At first I was like, I don't know. But then I thought about it. I said, I always recruit. Half my team is somebody that I did a party for.
Oh, okay.
So a lot of people, and then it's a lot of word of mouth, because I know you're speaking earlier about being consistent with your business. I'm very consistent with my business. So they know that they always going to see me around. So whenever anybody's like, I was thinking about joining Bedroom Kandi. Oh, well, my homegirl Anisha, she does Bedroom Kandi. So,
Right.
So it's a lot of word of mouth and stuff like that. So that's pretty much how I recruit.
How you get them. Okay. And I think the beauty in that is that they've experienced the bedroom Kandi experience by the time they come on board. So I got to imagine that makes it a lot easier to get them started off the ground. And since then, you have become one of our diamond leaders, which, guys, diamond is the top of the pile, right? Diamond is the highest team level you can achieve as a leader at Bedroom Kandi. And you have hit diamond a numerous amount of times. But I also wanted to ask a quick question to you about this, because I think a lot of people come into business, and Kandi, you probably could relate, and same to you, LaToya. They think it's just like they're going to turn the key and everything just gone.
It just money floods.
You've been in this business just as long as me, if not a little bit longer, right?
12 years.
12 years. 12 years in business, guys. That is huge. What would you say is your advice to someone and how to navigate the emotional roller coaster of
wow, that's exactly what I was about to say. It's an emotional roller coaster. So you have to know your why. You have to know why you want this. Why do you want to be an entrepreneur? You know, is it for income? Do you want a new networking community? Do you want, do you just want to get, because we got so many people, y'all, that just want to join because of Kandi. I want to join because of Kandi. I just love Kandi. I was like, okay, let's think about something else. I love her too.
And I tell people all the time, I go, but you know you can't spend her paycheck, right?
Right.
So I'm going to need you to go get your own.
So that's why I said, let me show you how to get your own, right? Let me show you. And they always want to touch her, right? I'm like, Kandi's untouchable. Like, she's not untouchable. You can touch her. Like, as she was saying earlier, that some consultants think that it's not just me. People be like, oh, because you're in Atlanta. No, if you message her, more than likely she'll message you back. Yeah. Like, and she, you know, I might don't want to put this out there, but she rarely tells me no. So I'd be like, Kandi.
Now you're going to hear everybody be like, so.
I'd be like, Kandi,
well, don't waste her time. You better cope with some real.
No, exactly. Oh, listen, let me tell you how many times I type up a message and then I delete it and I type it up again because I want to make sure I have everything out. Like when we did the women's march or something like that at Blaze.
Yeah.
So I was typing it up and I said, okay, how they saying? No, let me take that out. Do it again. So, but yeah, she's very, very supportive, very, very supportive. So again, give you your flowers for doing that. Because again, a lot of people just, we can't touch her. You can. She's, you know.
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah.
I'm here to support everybody that's a part of our Bedroom Kandi family, right? But like I said, it's like, you know, of course, if you're not talking about them, it's like, okay, hey girl, bye girl. Bye. But if you really actually have real ideas, and it's not, she doesn't call me with just an idea. She actually says, hey, maybe, you know, this is happening, so maybe you should do a video about this and blah, 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 and that'll make people, you know, pay more attention to Bedroom Kandi. Right. Or if, you know, whatever it is. Oh, I know you're doing something. She may see something that I'm already doing and be like, hey, you already doing this. You know, is it possible to have Bedroom Kandi
at the table?
Yeah.
She gonna ask.
You know, and like I said, for me, it's pretty much, you know, what's her point? It's pretty much never a time that she's gonna ask me something that makes sense that I'm gonna say no, because I'm just like, oh yeah,
if it makes sense, if it makes dollars,
yeah, let's do it.
It is gonna help our community grow.
Yeah.
Right. So it is. It really is all about the team. So
yeah,
that makes a lot of sense. So as you guys can really see over here, it's really a conversation about how this isn't just an opportunity where one person, when we're getting to the business of pleasure, there's so many people from different walks of life. We got a nurse sitting over here. Yeah. I know Anisha doesn't just do Bedroom Kandi either, right? Another serial entrepreneur, and even myself, like I ended up branching out and doing so many different things. And it all started with an opportunity.
Yes.
And so I want to just kind of conclude this by saying the opportunity is there.
Right.
What you gonna do with it is up to you. You know what I'm saying? We ain't all made equal. So you got to have that drive. You got to have that determination. And people think just because it's the pleasure industry and sex sells. But baby, you got to get out there and you got to do it. So I want to thank you guys for being big pioneers of pleasure here at Bedroom Kandi, really promoting the conversation and not just doing it on your own, but bringing people along with and you educating people about how to have a WAP and bringing people straight from the party room straight over and come get this money. So thank you guys for what you guys do and helping Bedroom Kandi grow the community.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
So
you.
with that being said, if you're one of those people who listened to this conversation and was like, hold on now, it might be something I'm missing out on over there that I need to get to, head over to www.bedroomcandy.com/join. And that's where you can kind of take a look. We have options from $19 up to $249. So you make the investment that makes sense for you. And the return on that investment is absolutely there if you, like you've heard many people say, if it consistently puts some work behind it.
Right. Consistency is what really helps build a business, build a community, build anything.
Absolutely. So that is today's episode, and we will see you again in another week.